Welcome to the next Teamero tutorial. This one will be adding an image into the text of your website. So we have already uploaded images to our media folders. Now we're going to put one in the actual content. So I'm going to click on Pages and then click on Homepage. So we already have a couple of pictures here that are embedded. So the first thing I want to do is necessarily get rid of that particular image because I want to show you this from scratch. So here's what you have to consider. First and foremost, you have a mobile responsive website, which means when your website shrinks down from a desktop to a laptop to a tablet to a smartphone, your website will resize and sample itself based upon the device that's being used. But it reads that information from the left to right, top to bottom. So when you embed an image into the content to where the content wraps around the image, the placement of that image is very important. Allow me to explain. If I put my mouse right here, my cursor right there, on a smartphone, it's going to see the picture first, then the text, even if I have the image justified over here to the right. If I put my cursor here and then embed the image, it will display the text first, then the image, then the rest of the text. So it reads it left to right, top to bottom, and it stacks it on a smartphone that way. So it's important to keep that in mind. If you just drop it right there and then put it in, even though it may look great on a desktop because you've right justified or left justified the image, on a smartphone, it'll put the picture, literally, it'll break that sentence apart and put the picture right there. Okay? Because you've got to remember, when it reads that technology, it's seeing this. It's not seeing it like this. So what I'm going to do is put that image right here, and then I'm going to go into my Add Media button. It then brings up my image, my media manager right here. I'm going to click on the folder that we made previously, which is the gallery test. And we'll select this nice little Corvette right here. I can then have a couple of options. I can bring the image in as a medium image or as a full size. My personal preference is to bring it in full size, because if you bring it in as a medium or a thumbnail and then you decide to make it larger, it will blur the image. But if you start out with a full size image and then shrink it down, you won't have to worry about that. So I'm going to click on full size and then click Insert into Page. Now I have my picture, but now my content shoved down to the bottom. I need to fix that. So I'm going to click on the image, and I am going to align to the left. And then I want to edit the size of my image. I can do that in one of two places. I can either click my little edit tool right here, which will bring me into this editing screen where I can add a caption, alternative text, and advanced options down here with my image attributes. Or, if I want to do that a little faster, I can click on here and click Insert Edit Image, and then I can manually adjust the size and constrain proportions right here. For most websites, 400 pixels wide is a good size for inside the content. That works really good when you get it down to a smartphone. So I'm going to do 400 pixels wide and then click OK. Now I have my image justified to the left, my text is over to the right, and I have inserted the image with a word wrap going around. Now, if you say, well, this is bumped right up there, you're absolutely correct. However, you want to look at how it looks on the front end of your site because you have a mobile responsive website, which means the skinnier this is, the more it's going to stack. So this may actually be down here on the front end of your site. So that's why you want to look and make sure first so that you get the correct view of what you're seeing. The next thing is if you want to take this image and now move it over to the right, you just click the Align Right. And now it's moved over to the other side. If you wanted it to just be centered in the middle, then you just kind of drag that up here to the top. There we go. And then we center justify that. Because notice it was right justified a minute ago. So even where that cursor is right here, it's still over to the right. So I have to center justify just like that. Okay, so we're going to left justify that, and then we're going to take it right back down there and get rid of our little space. So we have taken an image from our image gallery and placed it in the text, wrapping the words around. Now let's do that again with this one here, only this time I want to replace this image. So I'm going to click on Edit, and then the word Replace. It'll then bring me back into the same folder I was previously in. We'll grab this one with the truck. And notice it keeps my settings from last time. So I'm going to click Replace, and now brought that image in. I'm going to right justify, or align right, and then I'm going to change the size. Now before I showed you how to use this button right here, that we could go in and change the size to 400 pixels wide. There is another way that you can do that. If you're in a hurry, you can grab the corner and just drag it down. And you can get it close somewhere in that area right there and then drop. So now we have our image. It's right justified. In the text, it's wrapping the words around it. And then when I get done with this edit, I'll click Update, go to the front end of the site, and see how it looks. So that is how you insert an image into the content and have the words wrap around it by justifying the image to the left or the right, and how to replace an image and then have it justified to where the word wraps around it.